Hi, and welcome to another edition of Sand Shark Bites, USC Beaufort's #1 sports show on the web and on the air. I'm your host, James Duffy, and alongside me is the monkey to my wrench, the fly in my ointment, Carlo Peruzza. How you doing, Carlo?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. How's the week been?
It's been good. We have a lot of sports to talk about, man.
We do a lot of sports. It's homecoming week here on campus, and as always, we are all busy. We are all running around crazy trying to get 900 things done with only 800 people. That's right. Yeah. So we're going to start it off. We got a great interview with one of the golfers and the golf coach today, and so let's start talking about golf, and then we'll get to that interview in a little bit. This past weekend, we had the USCB Innisbrook Invitational down in Palm Harbor, Florida, where both the men's and women's team hosted a bunch of our regional friends and neighbors to a little round of golf. Good walk spoiled. And so the men came in fourth overall at our own home thing. We had some good showings from Newport Laparashkin, who came in second overall. The team came in fourth with plus 51 at 903, which, you know, not shabby. We got a good-looking team. I mean, the three teams above us were ranked 1, 2, and 4 in the country. We came in fourth to those guys.
I mean, the most important thing that happened is just realizing that we can compete with those high-caliber teams, like the Oklahoma Cities of our league. We can compete. We can do scores similar to theirs. I mean, Newport Laparashkin, he finished second place in the entire tournament. So he's had 2 tournaments this year, finished first and second. I mean, that's not bad at all.
No, he's making a name for himself. He is one of the best collegiate golfers there is, just period.
Yeah.
Not just Sun Conference, not just for USCB, but period.
When I sat down with Danny Allen, their coach, he was saying that Newport he can be a national player. He can win that title.
So that can be in the interview we're going to see here tonight?
It probably should be,
yes.
yes.
Well, we saved that for the interview there. We're still sanding off the rough spots here on this year's edition of Sand Shark Bites. But we also want to mention that Cole Mead played as an individual, came in 6th overall, had a really great score there. And we talk about coaching, and Danny will probably talk about this, is where do you play the right guys at the right time? It would have been a different outcome, but still 4th overall with nationally ranked teams, nothing to sneeze at. On the other side of the coin, women's team. They are doing well. They hit 2nd for this invitational. A little better scoring. We're going to see that in a lot of cases where usually we kind of stereotypically people think that women's teams aren't as good as men's teams,
no,
but
not in this case. We're just
not at this university either. We're as good, if not better, in some cases. Coming in 2nd at the USCB Innisbrook Invitational. We know that host team. We like to see that host team in the top couple there. And Blanca Porta, the sophomore, really leading it off for us. She's shooting the lights out. Of course, you ask her, any golfer, if they don't hit 18 in 18 holes, they think they've done terribly, right? You can't hole it out every time, and they're really looking great.
Newcomer Kayla Poff, she's been really good too. Finished 4th place in this last tournament.
And she was playing as an individual again. Get to see her out there. We're seeing some of these new names starting to crop up now in the headlines as we are halfway through a lot of our fall seasons here. And it's really exciting to see that we're doing so well.
What I like about both of these teams is the chemistry. The chemistry for both these teams are solid, and the teams we have now are pretty much the same from last year. And on both sides, for the men's, we got Jack Faraci. He's playing very well. And then for the women's, we got Kayla Poff, and they've both made impacts so far this season. So to see that we have new players are making these teams even better, because they were both successful last year. And I mean, if they're better now, they're going to be even more successful.
Which is funny to think about, because again, they're all playing as individuals, kind of, right? You're not you're sitting there out there by yourself, swinging the club and hitting the ball, but it really is. There's a team energy, a team excitement, and a team camaraderie, right? That if I'm playing better, you're playing better, and that seems to be working out for us. All under the tutelage of our coaching staff here, and they seem to be feeling it. And 2nd place for the women, 4th place for the men. We gotta like that kind of result when national new ranked teams come to town and we're hosting them. Not our town. They didn't come to Bluffton, but you know, It was our home turf, our invitational. So, cross country then.
Cross country.
Again, we like to see what's happening there, but this past weekend, Bobcat Invitational, not our weekend.
Yeah, we struggled a little bit.
Struggled a little bit, but the freshmen are looking good, right?
The freshmen are looking really good. Coach Gaither has said that the freshmen have been solid so far. Example of that for the men is Wesley Murphy. He did pretty well, and Coach Gaither also said that this was Wes's breakout race. So hopefully this will just spiral something, and for the rest of the season he'll just come out and he'll perform very well because he's got the talent. Coach Gaither is really impressed, and I think he's a great addition to the team.
Not the first show we've mentioned Wesley's name on. He's been appearing before for us in the rundown. And on the women's side,
Sierra McMahon.
McMahon, right? Thank you. Also with good times. Teams as a whole didn't do all that well, but the optimism is still there. There's one more actual meet left for us, and that's the St. Shark Invitational that we'll be having right down the road here at the intersection of 278 and Interstate 95. And that's always a big
October 21st.
Saturday,
my
October
birthday.
21st. Hey, there you go. Happy
Come
birthday! Get up early.
Yeah.
And you can celebrate after. But always a great event. 40 teams show up. It's massive. It's like looking at a Wild West cattle run when they take off. It's get the children out of the way because you've got all these runners coming through. And then, over the course of the next 20 minutes or so, they start to spread out a little bit.
That's pretty cool.
But, and the vomit at the end, oh my God, the vomit.
Yeah,
it's just terrible.
I went a couple years ago,
Yeah.
and at the time, Justin Jarrett, he was telling me, he's like, you might see some vomit. And I was like, yeah, right, you're crazy. And, I saw a lot of vomit.
Hundreds of runners that end that race, give it their all. And it really is. Get the children out of the way at the beginning, and then don't wear sandals at the finish line. It's terrible to see. But we're looking forward to that. But the week before that is the fun thing, the exciting thing.
LK 5K.
LK 5K 2.0, Larry Kimball 5K here on campus. There'll be a fun run first thing in the morning, and this is all associated with homecoming too, right? It's the homecoming weekend. We're planning to see a lot of people on campus, a lot of activities happening, but kicking it off will be a fun run at 8:30, and the 5K starts at 9.
Right.
And it's free. It's a big event. We charged last year for it, and this is really just to raise awareness about what's happening at the university and to see what's going on and just to have people around and having a good time. And run is a good way to start that day, start that homecoming Saturday, which will then be followed by the alumni softball game, which is, again, always 10:30 down in Hardyville.
It should be a blast.
At Richard Gray Sports Complex, and it is always a good time. And then at 1 o'clock, USCB Sand Shark Soccer takes on Ave Maria. Ave Maria is 0-5 in the conference and 0-8 overall. We're looking to kind of get a homecoming win. We don't always get the homecoming win, but we're feeling optimistic about this one.
I definitely think this game, for all spectators, they want to see an entertaining game with goals. And the Sand Sharks, hopefully doing well, they should definitely come out because usually we do have good success against Ave Maria. Last year we did, and I think it'll be a good game for us. It's
between then and now, we're going to face SCAD. Which that game will probably be in the books by the time you see this. But that is always our big rivalry game. We like to have that game for homecoming, but the last time they were here for homecoming, they beat us, and we kind of puts a little wet blanket on top of homecoming celebration. But we'll see them, and then we'll see Ave Maria on Saturday at homecoming. But last week, the tale of two Thomases, right? Playing at home against Thomas University and then on the road against St. Thomas in Florida, and two real different games.
Oh, yeah.
The home game we won 3-1. The road game we did not win.
We did. So on last Wednesday, Thomas came to play here, and so I have a theory of why we won.
Do you?
I made my debut commentating the game.
Outstanding.
I think that's why we won.
Okay.
My beautiful voice was
I see.
All right, but seriously, we won because Haley Pena and MJ Orduña absolutely went off. They were a great combo. They played unbelievably. Haley with 2 goals on the year, or 2 goals in the game, 9 on the year now. MJ with 2 assists. And
It
1 goal
was
herself.
MJ to Haley, goal.
Yeah.
I mean, it was two assists and goals, and then MJ got her own as well, right?
Yeah, she did at the end. I mean, the entire team just looked outstanding. They applied pressure. They were just great. They were aggressive. And, I mean, coming in the game, Thomas isn't an easy task. They're a pretty good team. And to beat them 3-1, that is very impressive. And it almost was 3-0 because Thomas scored with like 40 seconds left.
A lot of our scoring came in the end of that game. We got two real close to each other in the 81st and 85th minute, and then they got theirs in the 86th. And it was all you could have just gotten the last 10 minutes. But we see these other names too cropping up with the offense and defense. We're seeing like Hannah Christ is getting more touches, and she's being much more involved. This being her senior year, she's really coming alive in her senior year. Riley Olson's
very good
freshman, sophomore.
She's a sophomore transfer.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot more of her. You said a lot of her name a lot during your broadcast.
Another player, Brittany Neeser. It seems whenever Brittany's always there in the right spot, like she's defense, so like it always seems she's always there cutting off a ball. She just comes out of nowhere. When we need her there, she's there.
That's fantastic.
And she's playing great this year.
And she's given a lot of help to Courtney Sherry in goal.
Courtney Sherry's been outstanding. I mean, we didn't even know really what was going to happen for the goalie situation this year. We had Moa Johansson and we have Courtney Sherry, but now Moa Johansson's playing forward.
Yeah.
Because Courtney Sherry's doing such a good job.
Yeah, that's great that we've got those resources and some depth to consider, right? And that's nice to see. They're both young players, and so we're going to get a few more years out of them. We've seen that whole California squad really mature over the last few years, and we're going to be losing them. This is their senior year.
It's going to be really weird without them.
So they've been the mainstay but every year when we kind of look at that graduating class, like I was saying it last year, we've got Alexa Muffley's leaving, and Fred Dahlman's leaving, and Moldenauer, and you look at these old players who left, and what are we going to do without them? And we managed to do without them. It's sad to lose those seniors when they go, but to see the players who come here and develop and really show that development happens, and all of a sudden your senior year is great. And we saw that Haley now has more game-winning goals than anybody else. That's a new record. That's 6. Haley Orduña and Haley Pena and MJ Orduña. Haley Orduña, right? It's a mashup. But they're tied for most assists, and so to see the two of them really coming together and making names for themselves in their senior year has been really great and important. And as we sit on a overall 5-5 record, but 2-3 in the conference, 4 other teams have 2 and 3.
There's a big tie
records,
for the last
and so
playoff spot.
there's going to be a lot of math involved. We have 5 more games as of today, so it'll be 3 or 4 more games depending on when you see this, and. We gotta win most of them.
Some wins.
Yeah,
especially the homecoming game this Saturday. That is a must for the Sand Sharks. If they want to play playoff soccer, they have to win that one. I'm sure Coach Ed and the whole team's aware of it.
And out of the other 4, we got to do 500 at least.
At least, so like the SCAD game, they always come out big to play against them. They're always fired up. So it would be wonderful if we could get 2 wins this week. It would really help our playoff chances. And we got a couple of good wins for those players that have been around. We got a couple of good wins down at the Savannah. It's away, but it's on this side of the river in South Carolina. So it's an easy drive if you want to go see a night game. Our team, we definitely have the talent. It's just the consistency at times, but we have the talent to do it. And that's true for a lot of teams out there in the world, and it's been true for a lot of Sand Shark teams over the years. Let's see what we do this year. We're excited. Last year we had our first playoff win. Right. Let's see if we can get our second this year. And so one against St. Thomas here at home, lost on the road. Yeah, that wasn't the best. We lost, or one Thomas lost to St. Thomas, and then we'll kind of just move along from that. Yeah, we'll bounce back. Yeah, not our best final line there. But anyhow, we got SCAD, we've got homecoming, and that's pretty much what we've got. It's been we've got a lot of good sports, but it's about to get really exciting. All the kind of conference
games and conference
yeah.
championships, and then nationals will all be coming up here in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah. It's crazy. I feel like the semester just started, and now we're like halfway through it.
Right. Yeah.
Makes no sense, stuff.
It's. I'm telling you, we're moving right along every day, and then birthdays just start coming. Birthday, and they come like machine gun fire after a while. Seems like I just had a birthday, and now I got another. I'm looking at the gun barrel of another one. Yeah, I'm getting old. It's happening. Anyhow, let's hear from your interview this week from, we got Newport Laparashkett
and we
then
got
Coach
Danny
Danny Allen. All right, so we'll check in with them and we'll be right back.
I'm here with USCB golfer Newport Laparashkett. Thanks for joining us, man.
Yep, no problem, Carlo.
So far, Newport, you've been on fire this season. You won your first tournament. Can you please talk about that?
Well, I've been playing well over the summer, and I've been practicing hard. And leading up to that tournament, everything just clicked. I just played really well.
So this past weekend, you guys were playing at Innisbrook in Florida, and you finished in second place. Can you please talk about your success and a team's result in that tournament?
Well, I was leading after the first day, and the other guy just played better the second day, and I ended up losing it by 1. The team, we didn't play our best, but I feel like if we just keep practicing, working hard, we could definitely win the next event.
So what do you think your team needs to do to have a successful season this year?
Honestly, just practice and relax. That's it. We just need to relax because I feel like a lot of players on the team stress a lot, both on and off the course. They just got to find some time and just, relax, take a nap, go to the beach, something like that.
So are these things that Coach Allen are telling you as well?
Yeah. He's been telling us to relax more this year. Last year was kind of stressful, but this year has been more laid back.
Right. I also think one thing I noticed with you guys is I think you guys have great team chemistry, and I think that's one thing that makes you guys really successful because I really believe you guys are one of the best teams here at USCB, and I think that's just because you guys click, you guys like hanging out with each other, you're friends.
Yeah. I believe that too. Everyone knows each other pretty well, and we hang out a lot. We see each other on the golf course every day, and no one really hates one another.
Right, that's always a good thing to have, right? So for you personally, how have you reached this success? You've won 2 tournaments here in your USCB, you're sophomore now. How have you seen all this success?
I'm actually not sure. I just practice, and I don't stress about it too much. It's just a game.
It's just a game.
Yeah, it's just a game.
Awesome. All right, so let's finish up. Final question. Let's do a fun one here. Your last name, Laparashkett.
Yep.
I know it gets mispronounced all the time.
Oh my God, you have no idea, man.
So daily does this happen?
I'd say at least 3 times a week.
3 times a week?
3 times a week, yep. Because that name comes up quite a bit.
Can you please give us some examples of how people say it?
Oh, actually, best example would be after Lapa, they just give up, man.
They just stop.
They just stop. They just give up.
So when telemarketers call the house to sell something, do they always wrong?
Oh, they'd be Newport and then Lapa, and then they just stop. They're
they just give up.
Yep, here's a package. Something like that, yeah.
There you go. Well, thank you, man, for joining us, and good luck on your season.
No problem, Carlo.
At the University of South Carolina, Beaufort, we offer small classes, individual attention, and an affordable education in an atmosphere that fosters diversity and achievement.
We are students.
We field 9 Sandshark sports teams that compete in the Sun Conference.
We are athletes.
We are one university with 2 campuses serving the coastal areas of South Carolina and Georgia.
We are the Low Country.
We are the fastest growing 4-year school in the University of South Carolina system. We are USCB.
Nice job on that, Carlo. I want to give a little bit of a shout out to really our favorite whipping boy on campus, Carlo Peruzza, who has stepped up in this hour of need that he's really filling a gap that had been a student who in his career here has been marked with ups and downs, but has really over the last few weeks shown as a student worker, athletics game day staff, all these things, and you're still doing well in your classes. And these are all the things we want to see in our students as they, not just on the field, those athletes that are, like we just were talking about, maturing and developing on the field, but also in the classroom and on campus and in our community, maturing and developing. And in a few months, you're going to have a nice resume out there in the world, and we hope that maybe some of the people who watch Sand Shark Bites will entertain that option. So that brings us to the end of another week here at Sand Shark Bites, and we got one last thing to do.
Player of the week time.
Player of the week. And so we've got a few competitors in there. We like the way Blanca Porta was leading her team. We like the way Newport La Parajkit was leading his team. Both those golfers, they're going to really do us proud this year and next, and however long they're playing golf. But on the soccer pitch too,
two options.
We got two options, and MJ's out there really working hard. She's got the assists and she got a goal. But when somebody sets a record, the rule is here at Sand Shark Bites, it's either hardware or a record. Usually hardware beats a record, but it depends on what it is. And in this one, we've got Haley Pena, who is now the official leader in game-winning goals scored at 6, and that is nothing to sneeze at.
And the crazy thing about it too is it does not seem like she's going to slow down anytime soon.
We got 5 games left, and she's running full throttle. We love it. So congratulations, Haley, and for the rest of you, keep those fins up.